9 experienced hikers, 1 freezing mountain, and a mystery that has remained unsolved for more than 60 years. When rescuers finally found their campsite, the tent had been sliced open from the inside. Their footprints led into the freezing darkness. Some were barefoot, some wore only thin clothing. None of them ever returned. This wasn't a horror movie. It was a real event, known today as the Dyatlov Pass Incident. Welcome to Zynvora, where history, mystery, and reality become unforgettable stories. It was January 1959. 9 skilled hikers from the Ural Polytechnic Institute set out on an expedition across the remote Ural Mountains in the Soviet Union. Their leader was Igor Dyatlov, an experienced mountaineer who had successfully completed many difficult expeditions. The journey was supposed to be challenging, but completely manageable for a team with their experience. Their destination was Mount Oderton, one of the most isolated places in the region. Before leaving, they promised to send a message once they completed the expedition. That message never arrived. Days passed, then weeks. Families became worried. Rescue teams were finally sent into the mountains. After days of searching, they discovered the hikers' abandoned tent. What they found made no sense. The tent was still standing. Food, clothes, cameras, everything was left behind. But one detail terrified the investigators. The tent had been cut open from the inside. Why would experienced hikers escape into a deadly snowstorm without taking their coats, their boots, or even their basic survival equipment? The answers only became stranger. Following the footprints into the snow, rescuers made another horrifying discovery. The first 2 bodies were found beneath a large cedar tree. They were barefoot, wearing only underwear. Nearby, the remains of a small fire suggested they had desperately tried to survive. But this was only the beginning. As the search continued, the mountain revealed even darker secrets. The search continued. Weeks later, the remaining hikers were finally found, hidden beneath deep snow, inside a nearby ravine. But this discovery only deepened the mystery. Some victims had suffered massive internal injuries, broken ribs, and severe skull fractures. Yet, there were almost no external wounds. It looked as though they had experienced an incredible force, without the visible injuries normally expected. One victim was missing her tongue. Others had missing soft tissue. This detail quickly fueled countless terrifying theories. But investigators later suggested that natural decomposition and scavenging animals could explain those injuries after the bodies had remained exposed for months. Then came another surprise. Some clothing reportedly showed traces of radioactive contamination. No one could explain exactly why. This single discovery gave birth to even more speculation. Over the decades, people blamed everything imaginable. Secret military experiments, hidden weapons tests, unknown creatures, even extraterrestrials. But despite the stories, no convincing evidence has ever confirmed those claims. Scientists later proposed more realistic explanations. One theory suggests a rare slab avalanche may have forced the hikers to leave their tent immediately. Another points to powerful katabatic winds, violent bursts of freezing air capable of creating terrifying conditions in the mountains. Some researchers believe panic, extreme weather, darkness, and freezing temperatures combined into a disaster from which there was no escape. In recent years, modern investigations have supported natural causes as the most likely explanation. But one question still remains. What frightened 9 experienced hikers enough to cut open their own tent and run into the freezing night without their boots, without their coats, knowing it could cost them their lives? More than 60 years later, the Dyatlov Pass incident remains one of the world's greatest mysteries. Perhaps the mountain has already revealed its answer. Or perhaps it never will. What do you think really happened that night? Let us know in the comments, and follow Zynvora, where the world's greatest mysteries come to life.